but then got the opportunity to, within, so in college, got invited to sing in different types of groups that, we ended up, doing, secular music, but also got the opportunity to do Broadway, songs and, jazz, all kinds of tunes, depending on the audience.
It's just, it's a very, it's like simultaneously invigorating, but also very relaxing.
Yep.
So, why don't you take your jacket off?
So did the a cappella group thing in graduate school.
Okay. What are some secrets you've learned to help failing businesses come back into economic health and growth? Is it, first of all, before we go any further, do you feel like this is a question that falls within your area of expertise?
Yes.
Okay. So then the way I want you to, and we're going to do it, where I say it, you say it back to me twice, and then the third time you expand on it. I don't want to say secrets. What is a word you would use instead of secrets? Strategy.
Yeah.
Some strategies I've learned to help failing businesses come back into economic health and growth are, so some strategies how would you, if you were trying to communicate this to someone, how would you frame that?
So I mean, the question I'd ask is if my business is struggling, how do I get out of the situation I'm in and get my company back on course, so that I can successfully grow. And so there's really two parts to that. If your company is in distress, you have to get out of distress first. So you can't be focused on growing. You have to get out of distress first, because the distress will kill the company if it allows to fester too long. So, this goes back to my Deloitte turnaround days. You got to understand how bad is bad. So really, there's this forensic accounting exercise you have to go through to be able to understand how much money are you losing, how quickly are you losing money, where are you losing money, where are you making money, and then come up with strategies to stop the bleeding where you are bleeding, so that you can continue forward. That's not a real complicated process. It's just you really have to. It's almost like a reverse engineering with the business. It's really just breaking the business down to understanding where are you making money, and it's a forensic accounting exercise. So every business owner may not be adept at doing this. They're probably going to need to bring in their accountant, or if they have a chief financial officer, if they're a large enough company to be able to afford a chief financial officer. This is where the value of a chief financial officer is so large. But being able to understand where are you making money, and where are you losing money, so that you can begin to craft strategies around where you're losing money, stopping that bleeding immediately. And actually, if more than likely the business is already already getting funding from some source, whether they've got a line of credit with a bank or a loan from a bank or whatever. Just the fact that you've taken the steps of understanding why you're doing bad and where you're doing bad, and then going to your bank makes them feel comfortable. And then being able to articulate a strategy to be able to get around that blip in performance, again, creates comfort in a financial investor. So you really need to get in front of this very quickly, create a strategy for how do you get past this bump, and you need to elicit or solicit outside support and help from the financial service community, whether it be an internal CFO or your external CPA or whoever you rely on for financial assistance, to help you craft the strategy so that you can actually get in front of the bank and say, look, we understand things are bad. This is how bad it is. This is why we got to where we're at. This is what it's going to take for us to get around this, which actually may require more funding. But again, the fact that you've taken the steps to do all of this and are proactively approaching the bank makes the bank feel comfortable. And if you've articulated a strategy to get yourself through this turbulence, again, you may be asking for more money, but they're going to be, they've already invested money in you. So they've got two choices. They can give you more money for a strategy that may get you past this turbulence, or they cannot and lose all of the money they've already invested in you. So most investors will give you more money to make sure that they get their investment back, right? So so that I think is part of, I'm not answering all of the questions because I've forgotten all of the questions, but.
Okay. It's just strategies that help failing businesses come back into economic health and growth. So you have answered it.
Yeah.
Are there additional strategies aside from stopping the bleeding, being communicative,
Yeah.
and knowing who to ask for help?
So all of that is critical to get yourself through that turbulence. Once you've gotten yourself through that turbulence, now you can begin to focus on growing